What's up, everybody, and welcome back to All the Things Sort of Truth, the drenched in alcohol reread of the Sort of Truth series by Terry Goodkind. I'm Nate.
And I'm Jade.
And in this episode, we're going to be talking about Chapter 13 from Wizard's First Rule.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Feel good about that one.
First, a little bit of news. We were all looking forward to trying to get into that merchandise shop that Rob mentioned in the official Terry Goodkind and Sort of Truth book club. Do we just call that the official Facebook? What are we going to do?
Maybe official Facebook page?
Yeah.
Got to shorten that up a little bit.
Not our Facebook page, though. Don't get confused.
Oh, you mean...
Podcast ATT?
Yeah.
On Facebook.com? Yeah, that's what I mean. Rob had mentioned that it was going to open the first week of November, and hasn't opened yet, but we are anxiously awaiting, and we're going to make sure everyone knows as soon as we do. And we'll probably have a special little thing on Patreon of us going through that.
Yeah, I want my sword.
I don't know if you're going to get your sword.
Until I see that there is not a sword, I will not be satisfied. And then, if there is no sword, I'm hoping one of our listeners might be able to find a person that can create me a Sword of Truth, because I would be willing to talk to that person. I want a sword. This is my unofficial husband way of asking for a sword.
Okay, I will see what I can do.
Deal.
The next thing was just a theory from one of our listeners. Sean messaged me, and he said that he thought it was funny that we spent time talking about teenagers hucking stuff into the boundary, and it didn't occur to either one of us that maybe it was just some naughty teens fucking with a bridge.
I want to agree with Sean, but why? Why would they fuck with the bridge? Is it just like random destruction of property just because they're kids and they fucking don't care?
Yeah, like burn the world down.
I could see that then. Just for no reason. That's all my thing was. I don't see what the reason for doing that would be. But if it's literally for no reason, then yeah, okay, sure.
I mean, I think
which is kind of fucked up, but
I think it's probably just as likely, like, we all agree it's probably Dark and Raw, right? In reality, but that's just as crazy as some teens randomly doing it, if you really think about it. Of all the things he did, they could easily walk across this river. That's literally what Richard was saying. Let's just go right next to it, walk across. But Dark and Raw is like, we're going to catch them. We're going to break the bridge. They're all going to die crossing it.
So what you're saying is Dark and Raw is kind of taking a spaghetti at the wall approach?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to throw a bunch of shit out there and see what sticks. Well, actually, that makes sense. You know what? I'm having a change of mind here. In one of the episodes, we did talk about how you don't have to get killed by magic. That if you tripped on a root and broke your neck, you're just as done with the mission than if Dark and Raw summoned lightning and just fried you.
Yeah. You
don't have to die in some special way. So if Dark and Raw is like, I'm going to just screw with this bridge. Or, this just occurred to me. Dark and Raw caused the Horde to come after Richard and Zedd and Kahlan earlier. So why couldn't Dark and Raw have caused a bunch of kids to pull the pins on this bridge? We know he's able to do it, and somebody totally did it. So that would verify what Sean is thinking here.
So you could both be right.
Right. You know what? I like that outcome. Sean, me and you are both right, pal.
But yeah, so that was my only other piece of news for the day. So we can get right into our synopsis. You got something for us tonight?
I do. In this chapter, Richard has two conversations, neither one he likes. Sorry, buddy. But in the end, Richard gets to trip balls again. I'm kind of burying the lead there, but, you know, that's essentially what happens.
So, chapter starts, and Richard's sitting all by himself, keeping watch.
Yeah, they split the watch 3 ways. Richard splits it with Zedd and Chase. And Kahlan's a little pissed off that she doesn't get a watch. But, I mean, if I were Kahlan, I'd be like, dude, take that sleep time, man. You don't got to be awake.
My thing is just that, I get you want to be tough and whatever. But there's plenty of people to keep watch. You don't need to split it 4 ways. And I don't really prefer sitting alone in the dark.
So you're saying be grateful.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you don't have to wake up in the middle of the night to just stare out into the darkness. Take it as a win and sleep, girl.
Right. Go hang out by the fire.
Right.
Keep your blanket.
So Richard was actually happy to have the first watch because it says he wasn't tired. He was fatigued. It's totally different, guys. He says, no, he's not sleepy. He's just a little fatigued. But first watch means that you just wait to go to bed for 3 hours, and then you get to crash for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
So in my eyes, first watch is like easy watch. The hard one is when you get to go to sleep for a little while, and then wake up, and then take the middle of the night, and then go back to sleep, and then wake up again to start traveling. So second watch would suck.
But that's probably why they give it to Zedd, because I feel like Zedd's probably the hardest sleeper. Like, I feel like when he goes to sleep, he sleeps hard, and then he comes out real good.
He does all that carbo overloading with the fried chicken, and he needs a good sleep.
Yeah, he takes a good couple-hour power nap, and he wakes up, and he's good. He eats a little bit more, passes back out. He's fine.
Yeah, I could see that. And as Richard is sitting out there, staring into the darkness, he wonders what's staring back at him. And Kahlan unexpectedly comes and sits next to him. My first thought was that if Kahlan unexpectedly sat next to him, then maybe he is fucking sleepy.
Like, he didn't hear her coming, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it doesn't say that she snuck up on him by any means, but he wasn't expecting her to pop up.
Yeah.
And she just comes out of the darkness. The way it said it in the book was kind of alluding to the fact like, oh shit, Kahlan's here. Maybe not totally snuck up on him.
Yeah.
Maybe he heard her from 15, 20 feet away, but he didn't expect her to get up at this time of night, and it startled him.
Yeah, and then snuggle all into him.
So that little bit of fatigue counts, pal.
Yeah.
Plus, it's not easy to just sit up in the middle of the night when everything is quiet and dark, and I'd be out in like 10 seconds. You couldn't trust me to take watch. I'm sorry, you couldn't. I'd fall asleep way too easy.
That was my other thought. If there's nobody there to keep me accountable and I'm not doing something, like actively, I probably am going to fall asleep. Sorry.
Well, and if you think about it too, the opposite's just as bad. If it's quiet and dark, you're going to fall asleep. So they give you a guy to talk to, and you're like, okay, we're going to keep each other up tonight. But then you're talking to him, not paying attention to what's going on around you.
Right.
So you're kind of fucked no matter what.
This is why I'm lucky I haven't had to keep watch ever in my life.
Right. Oh, hell yeah. We just locked the door. Easy.
Richard asked Kahlan if everyone was sleeping, and she said, yeah. And he said, how'd you know that Zedd was? He sleeps with his eyes open. And she's like, yeah, well, all wizards do that. And he's like, oh, that's not like a special thing?
Yeah, he thought Zedd was the only person that did that.
Yeah, well, it's creepy.
It is totally fucking creepy. I also don't feel like that's a thing people can do. Like, Zedd with the aid of magic, I see that. Maybe that's a spell that wizards use to keep their eyes open because, their enemies are fucking dangerous. Mm-hmm. But regular people, I don't see them falling asleep without closing their eyes. I don't think I would be able to do that. I think I'd be able to get into a pretty sleepy state, but I think when push comes to shove, I'd close my eyes and fall asleep.
No, I've seen people with their eyes open. It's just...
I know, super sidetrack note real quick. My dad will fall asleep with both arms over his head so that if he wakes up, he can look at you being near him sleeping and you won't know that he's awake. That's from Vietnam. And so there was a couple of times, no, it's fine. I would sneak into the room and be like, almost ready to say, hey, Dad. And he'd be like, what? Oh, shit. You're awake? Yeah. What do you want? And it's effective. But Zedd doesn't even try and cover his eyes. He just leaves them open.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be impossible almost. You've seen somebody do it, though.
Yeah. It's not even able to. It's just a thing that some people do. That's why, I don't mean to call people weird, but it's weird to see somebody's eyes open when they're sleeping. Because you're like, you're staring at me. And then you're like, oh, wait. No, you're not?
You do the little dance in front of him, left, right. Can you see me? Wave.
Are you following me?
You're doing a John Cena right in front of him, you can't see me.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny here that Richard is like, are you sure? Even about Zedd? I feel like Richard is also trying to be like, are you sure nobody's listening to this conversation right now? Now you're up here by me, everybody else is sleeping.
Oh.
This is the first time that they've ever had just alone after they're committed to this mission.
He's trying to find out if they really are alone.
Yeah. He's like, are you sure we're cool to talk? And it's very, very subtle, and it probably wasn't his priority, but it was definitely something that he was curious about. Oh man, am I really alone with her right now? Oh, fuck yeah.
I thought you were alluding to the fact that Richard probably had spent the night at Zedd's house at some point. He had his own room there and had walked over to Zedd while he was sleeping and been like, oh, hey man, you're awake. And he's like, wait, are you? And like
he learned the hard way that Zedd sleeps with his eyes open.
Yeah.
No, you're probably also right. But that's why he asked the question hey, are you sure he is sleeping? Because he sleeps with his eyes open. He could have been just staring at you.
Yeah, just fucking with you.
But she assures him that yes, everybody else is asleep. And she tells him that she wants to apologize for saying she didn't want him to come after her. And she kind of defends herself here a little bit by saying that it's just that what they're doing is bigger than any one person. It's not that I don't believe you wouldn't come back for me. It's that this mission we're doing is fucking important, and I would expect you to move on.
Right.
And I don't think any less of you for it. It's because the mission is fucking important.
I had enough people die, so we're gonna keep fucking going, okay, bud?
Right. No matter what, this mission gets the fuck done.
Richard doesn't really care too much about her reasoning, though, because he changes the subject, real abruptly.
Yeah, he pulls right away from the mission. He's like, so, are you single?
Yeah.
It was really fucking weird to me.
You got a man? I would totally like you to put your head on my shoulder. We can hang out. And she says it's not that simple, but he's like, yeah, it is.
Either you got a dude at home or you don't got a dude at home. So, which is it? And she just says, I have obligations, which doesn't answer anything. And it says she looks like she was going to tell him the secret.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's what this is about. And all Richard can get through his head right now is, God damn it, she looks fucking good. But, inside matters too, and intelligence and courage and wit and all that stuff. And, I sure do like that smile. She's trying to lay some real hard truth on him. And he is so enamored that I'm thinking maybe roughly half of this is getting through. Or the gist of what she's saying, but not the full scope of what she's talking about. And just to drive this point home, that he is in an obvious delusional state that he would slay a dragon if there were such a thing. Hint. Just to see her smile. Her special smile.
Aww.
That he loves so much. Which, warning, pussy makes you dumb.
Yeah.
I know he's being an idiot, but at the same time, you can kind of be like, you know what? Go after it, Richard. Sure. Why not, buddy?
Yeah.
If you're that crazy about her, have at it.
Yeah. He's like, I don't care what you're saying. We can do anything.
Yeah, he is. He's pussy whipped before he even has the pussy.
Yeah.
He is in for whatever. Down. He's down.
He already knows that he